The Steel City is ready, and Acrisure Stadium here in Pittsburgh. Today, a good battle in the AFC North. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Please welcome your 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. The All-Pro Chris Boswell with the honors. Off we go from the Steel City. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
I'm not sure there's a more exciting player to watch, regardless of position, than Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've gotten to see him play in person numerous times throughout his career, Mike, and you just marvel not only at the athleticism, the playmaking, but his development as a true NFL pocket passer is quite remarkable. So he's an MVP caliber player. He's always going to be that. The next step for him, how does he continue to bring that regular season success that has led to 2 MVPs? How does he bring that into the postseason? When we met with these coaches during the week, Mike, they told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read, and he's going to be taken down right at midfield. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Raven first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
First down. A gain of 19 yards. And a Raven first down.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down. Rashad Bateman, the intended target. And it'll lead to a second down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
They need to get to the 22, but now face third down. To the air one more time with Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one's good for 12 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been a passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
A loss of a yard brings up second and 11. at the 17-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll send Flowers in motion. 2nd down, Jackson. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. Jackson up top again. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Baltimore.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance.
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown.
A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Steelers nothing.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
You know, it's just so funny to see a veteran, a first-ballot Hall of Famer like Aaron Rodgers, at the end of his career really bounce around and look for that final place that he can make home to kind of go off into the sunset and put a final chapter on what's now a 21-year NFL career. So what are the expectations? I think around Pittsburgh, they expect him to be Aaron Rodgers. I think he's healthy. I think he's motivated. And when he can be out there every single week, there's very few guys who have played the quarterback position better over the history of the league than Aaron Rodgers.
Off the play fake, Rodgers. That's complete. It's Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. That is a big-time play for the Steelers. 31 yards.
At the 39-yard line.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end. I promise you, that's not going to be the last time they call his number. Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he's going to pick up the first down. Tackle made right at the 20-yard line.
A gain of 9
It's possible
yards.
they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had third and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's the change of pace back. That's Kenneth Gainwell. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And I think this is just a really good quarterback play. You understand you got 3 points in your pocket. Don't try to be a hero on 3rd down and make the perfect pass. Throw it away, and at the end, just come away with points on this drive.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
They run out of the gun with Warren. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the Ravens' 6-yard line.
From the gun, Rodgers to the goal line and in. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown, Steelers.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He gets it to go, and the Steelers come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. Off the play fake, Jackson. That's downfield, and he's got Andrews, his tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 30. A big play to kick off this drive. 45 yards.
And the Baltimore
We see so many wide receivers in today's NFL that almost resemble more of a running back style. When they get the ball in their hands, not only are they able to pick up big yards, they're able to fight through tackles and make people miss. That's an element that a lot of offenses are searching for. Takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback.
They'll run. It's Henry. And he'll manage to break a tackle, get this forward for a couple, and it's second down.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
They'll go again here with Henry. Finding space at the 15. And he's into the end zone. What a response. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens. That's 2 touchdowns for him now in this first quarter alone.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead.
14. Steelers 7.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. Ooh. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Steelers' offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Warren. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
1 quarter in the books. 14-7 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. On the ground, Gainwell. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Now Rodgers will set up the screen to Gainwell.
Rodgers pass complete to Kenneth Gainwell. That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. A nice job there making that happen.
On the handoff, it's Henry. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
This is pretty impressive from the big guy in the middle, Mike. I mean, typically we see these guys make most of their plays on the interior of the defense. They're big bodies, they're run stuffers. But look at the athleticism here as he's able to get outside the numbers and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
They're going to go right back to Henry. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
Well, they've got him going backwards now, Mike, and this is a worrying trend. We've seen it now the last 2 plays. They have to be able to generate some leverage at the point of attack. Count on positive yardage in the run game.
3rd and long for Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. It is a pickup of 18, and by a yard, they get the third down conversion.
And the Baltimore first down.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on third down, but what they call third and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert third downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. Second down.
You know, I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide-open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here.
Powers, the intended receiver, and it'll be third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. Calvin Austin deep for the Steelers. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Steelers offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. A-Rod down to throw on first down. And that ball incomplete over the middle. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it'll bring up second down.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
Here's Warren. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Rodgers. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Pat Freiermuth, the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
And he'll get it back to midfield. That's it. No gain on the play.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
Now a give to Warren, running right.
Jalen Warren, the ball carrier. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. Now Gainwell. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
It is 3rd and 10. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On 3rd down, Rodgers. Will get this into the hands of Austin. His 2nd catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the
This is the age-old dilemma that defensive coordinators go back and forth on. Is the best pass defense to send more big bodies at the quarterback and get the ball out of his hand? Or is it to really pack your back end, Mike, with more defensive backs and more guys that can guard space? In this case, they got a lot of defensive backs on the field. Quarterback has a lot of time to find the open zone and leads to a big play. This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Metcalf reels it in on the right side. 2 minutes remaining here in this first half. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. 3rd and 11. Here's Rodgers. And this is caught on the sideline. Going to have the first down. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. They say the feet were out of bounds. Wow. Big, tight call there. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Get this complete, it's Thielen over the middle. And he will get into the end zone. Adam Thielen, touchdown Steelers.
And here's a great example, Mike, of how experience and having some veteran players at these key spots, they can work so well together. The whole idea is you need to see the game through the eyes of the quarterback, and I think that's what the receiver did such a nice job in. He was on time, he was accurate, and you never fool your quarterback. When you have two guys like this that are operating on the same page, you can see the result.
Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Steelers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. That's the former Raven, Patrick Queen. He gets in there for the sack. It's a loss of 4 to kick off this drive.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Play action now. Jackson. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go in this first half.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Now Jackson. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Here's Austin to return. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The Steelers offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. First down for Aaron. Try and set up the tight end screen. And Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second, as the clock will stop at 45 seconds to go until halftime.
2nd and 6. at the 47-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. Rodgers to throw. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
A-Rod out of the gun here on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a 1st down. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
16-yard pickup on that one.
Steelers
Good for a Steeler 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Rodgers going up top again. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
Good snap, good hold, really good operation by the specialist. Gives this offense the lead right before the halftime break. Now the question will be, can they build on this as they try to close this game out as we look forward to the 2nd half?
Chris Boswell.
Final moments of this 1st half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. And he will not attempt to return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this 1st half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up and put some touchdowns up in the 2nd half. Let's find out what goes on in the 3rd quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand as the 2nd half is about to get underway. Three points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. Johnson now to return. And And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Steelers offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring them down for a big loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He'll step up and run, and he will slide to a halt with a penalty marker down on the play. So let's check out this call.
Still 2nd down.
A run up the middle with Warren. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Well, they certainly didn't allow the loss on 1st down, Mike, to scare him out of this run game here on 2nd down. But now after taking a loss on 1st and 2nd, it puts him in a tough spot here coming up on 3rd down.
The last 2 runs go nowhere and sets up 3rd and very long. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Now, fair catch taken, and they're going to have great starting field position just shy of midfield. The Ravens offense getting ready for their opening possession of this 2nd half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the 2 sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. He'll get about 2. Keanu Benton there for the stop.
Midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. In motion comes Andrews. They'll try and run for this with Henry. And he's not going to get there. Wallop right at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down.
No gain on the play.
Great job with the pressure up the middle on 3rd and 1, Mike. When that back has to make someone miss in the backfield, that's all they need to throw off the timing. He's fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage. This defense holds him to no gain, brings up 4th down.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. They'll work for it with Henry. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of picking up this 4th down when I've got big old Derrick Henry in the backfield. So what an unbelievable job by this defense coming up with a huge 4th down stop.
Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. Rodgers on first down. Metcalf left side. He's got it. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
Well, any fear they might have had that they'd come out of the halftime break flat has completely gone out the window. They're not content, Mike, here, just having the lead. They're looking to extend it. A couple more plays like that, they're going to find themselves in scoring territory here very quickly.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 49-yard line.
Second and 11. The shotgun, it's A-Rod. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
And 11.
I don't think this lead is insurmountable by any means, Mike, but they're going to have to find a way to take advantage of some of these possessions as they try to close this game out.
A tough spot here. Third and long. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away. Lester on the return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Ravens offense getting set to get back to work. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the option, they give it to Henry. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Kyle Duggar there to make the play.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second and 7. This one intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. What a time for a pick 6 for the defense as the other team is trying to get themselves right back in this one. The defense extends the margin with the pick 6.
Yeah, just a critical moment. You find yourself on defense, Mike, trying to hang on to this lead. And not only do you do that, you pick 6 them and you're able to extend that lead.
On for the extra point is Boswell. It's up and through. And the Steelers go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Here's Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he gets this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, as you can see on this run, this is a back who is not going to shy away from contact. He actually welcomes it. His ability to run through contact, break tackles, and still have the speed and burst to pick up big yards.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
14 on the pickup. First down, Baltimore.
First down. A gain of 14. First down, Ravens.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. The defense not biting. They stay at home, and they tackle him for no gain.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on him, and in this case, they're able to hold him to no gain.
Jackson now on 2nd down. A throw on the move is caught. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Steelers' 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 3. Jackson looking to throw. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
They'll run it on first down with Henry. Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tackling. Picks up 9 on the play.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Now Jackson, this a design run. And he will take it in himself. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good, and the Ravens cut the lead to 3, 24-21.
Ravens 21.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. Play fake. It's Rodgers. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. It's a gain of 34.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. That is caught at the 3. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Adam Thielen, touchdown Steelers. His second catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Boswell now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Ravens 21.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Mitchell. Crazy. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And boy, tough to bring down there, fighting forward for a gain of 7.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. Jackson fires complete to Flowers. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
5-yard gain on the play.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
On play action, here's Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. 11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Raven first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
2nd down. Jackson. Headed left. Buying time. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at, and that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Jackson now. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. Johnson now to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Steelers offense and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. They'll motion over Thielen. On play action, Rodgers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
Here's a handoff to Warren. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. They keep feeding him. 15 more on the ground. And another first down.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jalen Warren, touchdown Pittsburgh.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers are able to extend the lead. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment.
Chris Boswell to kick
Boswell
off for
now
Pittsburgh.
following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for this next possession. To it. Oh, and he takes a really good lick in the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
In motion comes Andrews. Now, Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Third and short, Jackson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Here it is on fourth down. And he's going to have a Ravens first down. He'll get this up past the 40-yard line.
This is a little bit of a tough spot for a play caller, Mike. Fourth down, is it close enough that I can run the ball? Is it far enough that I have to risk a pass? That took some courage to call a run play, and fortunate for them, they're able to celebrate after.
A first down throw for Jackson. Looking into the middle, there's Flowers. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, we've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's first and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That's another.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the first down.
Here is first and 10. In motion goes Likely. Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Loop now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Ravens will cut the deficit to 7.
38. Ravens 31.
They've got just the 2 timeouts remaining, so they'll line up and take their chances right here with an onside kick.
All right, good effort, just doesn't work out, but it's not over. Remember, they still got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. They've got to use them quickly. They've got to get 3 stops, force a punt, and see what happens when the offense gets the ball.
The Steelers offense and DK Metcalf getting set for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. On the ground, this is Warren. Nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of one.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Ravens' 47-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They send Fryermuth, the tight end, in motion. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And 11.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Henry. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And he's going to be out of bounds. Gain of just a couple. And now we've got 3rd down coming up.
Gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Jackson going to keep it himself. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
A loss of 5.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense, and I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. He's going to have a Ravens 1st down. Going to have it by plenty. Huge gainer on 4th down.
A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Ravens.
To throw is Jackson. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players, and that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look, and they were ready, and they took him away.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play, it's a heartbreaking finish, and this one will come to an end. So this one, in the win column for the Steelers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers, winners, as we say so long from the confluence of the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh.